Hello, 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 hello. Antidote aesthetic with apocalypta. We are going to do a foot massage, because y'all seem to like that a lot, and I get it. A foot massage with a conversation of authenticity, which is an amazing conversation I've been having with myself recently and some of the favorite people that I've been meeting. So let's clear the energy here. I haven't been making as many videos for YouTube as I would like to, but I'm gonna get back on track. I went on a trip, had this amazing time, and I really want to thank you, especially those of you who have been here all along or for a while, because gathering here, this community of resonant, like-minded people who are enthusiastic about my work, really helped me to have the confidence to go on this trip. And this trip was one of the best experiences of being in a group and belonging, receiving and offering recognition that I've ever had this life. And I'm wishing that for you and for us in ongoing ways. And so I'm bringing that here today in my gratitude, in my prayers, and in our conversation. Going behind the knees now, not to tickle you, but just to call any accumulated rigidity there. The knee is the heart of the leg. It's ruled by Capricorn, so it can get pretty tight. It can get pretty rigid and resistant. Sometimes my knees feel like they tell me when I'm driving with the e-brake on, you know? When I'm saying yes, 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 but also no, no, no at the same time to the same direction. And that's the contradiction that often exists in our system. And as we can address and integrate that conflict into cohesion, collaboration, complement, we feel balanced and safe and secure in ourselves, and that contribution has an impact to the external world hugely. If you want to attend to external conflicts with others, or if you are an activist, you know, for community or world events or atrocities, attending to this in your own system plays a huge part in your impact. And sending up your thighs, just circulating the energy to be siphoned through the vortex of your heart back into really active, excellent circulation. I hope this is already feeling amazing. I hope you know that I keep showing up here because it feels amazing to me. That's my guide of what to offer and when to offer. Is that I feel better completing it, you know, on the other side of having offered the thing, not just because I was productive and did something and checked it off my list, though that's great. I have a Capricorn moon with a Capricorn stellium. I love checking things off my list. But it's the sensational experience of actually creating more flow in my own system and grounding into my primary feeling and and sensing skills that sets my system into more relief and more ease. So that's how I know that this is my authentic work, because it makes me feel that way. And I was trained in reiki and other modalities through the past decade. I'm still just kind of going to the calves here and through the knees and up the thighs. Feels like there's a lot of like bracing and just holding going on, which is natural. We're doing our best, and it's all good. We're sending it back into circulation now and get a fresh start. Refresher. So, yeah, being trained is really cool. You come across things that you feel yes towards, and you do it. Okay, we're gonna go to your feet now. I always start with the right in reflexology. So you can just feel your left relaxed, like anchored, heavy into the earth. You could feel energy slurping through your foot. Now that energy through your leg has been circulated through your heart, and it's going through your whole toroidal field in excellent circulation, and you can feel any density, anything ready to be recycled, leaking, draining through your left foot that's just resting. And I'm going to massage your right foot now. So being trained in modalities is awesome. And then finding your own authentic way is, in my experience, necessary. Like, it didn't feel right. I tried. I wanted to offer so much right away after certain trainings, and I'm really feeling crunchy density around the outside of your foot, like bottom outside. So I'm digging in there, but gently. So what I'm getting at is, what does it mean to be authentic? And someone that I'm so grateful has showed up in my life left me a voice note the other day about this download he was getting. Nice one. That was a great release. Again. Nice. Just stroking your spine, the inside edge of your foot, all the way to your big toe, from your heel, all the way. This is a rebirth gesture move in reflexology. So, and that's interesting that paired with download, because sometimes we get downloads and it is this sudden rebirth where our whole life, our whole understanding of ourselves is reorchestrated with this simple connection that's been created in our mind, in our body, in our whole feeling and sensing experience. And bringing movement into the ankle and massaging your heel. So the download is the not need to impress people, but to really focus on impressing yourself. And by that I heard like really connecting to what feels true and integral and yes to oneself. this conversation of knowing that even if you're really good at impressing other people, at noticing what they want, what they need, what they're asking for, what they're telling you to do, what they're demanding or commanding, and being able to be detached, be really caring and observant, witnessing, noticing, while also detached enough to sink into yourself and meet with the choice points of what are you going to play into. And not having to think. Let's work on your toes, which is the head, the mind. I'm going to go to both feet now, working on the toes. This part of the conversation, that deciphering what you're going to play into doesn't need to stress the mind out. And that is a big part of our conditioning, is that we're going to think our way through. We're going to weigh and measure our way through. We're going to pros and cons lists our way through. We're going to figure. It's like, that's why we're exhausted, because the feeling and sensing faculties are actually primary, and they relieve the mind to intuitively allow and realize and follow your authentic yes. And so that's why it's really important to relax the system, because honoring our feeling and sensing faculties requires that we feel safe in our bodies. And we actually, when we honor our feeling and sensing faculties, we feel safer and safer in our bodies. So it's a bit of a cycle or a cyclone even, where we're like, how do we get in? But you do, bit by bit. Conversations like this, receiving like this, all excellent choices. And we meet these choice points of what are we going to play into. And I really love this man's words about impressing himself being a priority. And there's something in that, like in the energy transmission of his words, it was a very apparent to me. It met with my system in a way where I understood that the impressing is meeting the needs of one's own system and feeling seen and heard and held, recognized, valued in your own choices. Feeling that quality presence from yourself feels like, whoa, yes. And you feel impressed with yourself because you're meeting with yourself, and it's actually so satisfying, which is different than like ego impressed. But the ego is still present in that satisfaction. It's just relaxed, which is different than the tightness of the way that I used to experience the word impressed, which is like, okay, yes, I did that thing, and that person wanted me to do the thing, and now what's the next thing? And it was this tightness in my brain and in my body, where I was barely in my body because I didn't feel safe, because my needs were not being met. I'm gonna dig in however hard or gentle you want it to be, but right into the center of your heel. Your heels are resting on my fingers here. You can give me all of your weight. We are allowed to be satisfied with ourselves, even though so much conditioning and human history and inheritance really guides us in a different direction. More so to be rigid and pent up and worried about everything external, ignoring the accessible means that we have available to us in every moment to meet our own needs. and then to attend to life from there, and have so much more ease and success attending to life from there. And life reorchestrates to organize around you in honor of who you are authentically when your needs are met. And that can be challenging. That can involve some uncomfortable letting go, but that's what we're doing here. Love is discharge. And so we practice together so that it becomes easier and easier, more and more graceful, and just your heart feels so confident that it is love, that this is authentic and loving and kind, and that it is loving and kind to all, to really truly hear and see and sense and hold yourself in your own quality, attention, and presence, and to impress yourself that way. You have come so far through whatever many levels of hell life has presented you to give you the human challenge of getting off center. That's really cute. My kid is waking up and just tooted. Sorry if that's too intimate and authentic. So, and then that the image that came to mind while this man was speaking about impressing himself and then impressing important relationships, like showing up for them and showing up for them to share the ways that he's impressing himself. And I relate to this so much. It's the target. You are at the center of your target. I'm going to press that into the bottom of your feet. You are the center of your own target. And there's been this confusion persistent in our collective that standing in your own center is narcissistic. Narcissism can only exist when you are not at your own center, because it is a confusion, a self-abuse that perpetuates into interpersonal abuse. It is a disassociation from feeling and sensing skills and from treating oneself truly well. And that's what you do. That's what you do better and better as you stand at the center of your own target and impress yourself. And what's the next layer is the people closest to you, your comrades, your tribe. And then there's another layer of community. And then there's another layer of collective, or, we could get more and more descriptive in there. There can be as many layers as there are. But that's the layers of impressing, and it impacts the outer layer of collective and cosmic realities through standing in your own center and taking care of yourself. And so thank you so much for meeting me here today to play with you in this way, to offer you this short but hopefully really feel good foot rub. I'm feeling the rootedness, groundedness, and this expansion feeling through the sole of your foot, through the ball of your foot, and that's through your shoulders, expansion, spaciousness, and all the way through your toes, your neck, your head. I'm wrapping this rooted, spacious, expansive sense of self in this golden energy, and sealing it with infinity sign. Wishing you an incredible week, whatever you're doing to celebrate yourself and celebrate life, to feast and keep faith. I'm with you and I love you. And if you have loved this conversation, I bring your attention to the description box below where these are the final days for early bird pricing. So save $70 on the self-paced study where you receive the attunements. We schedule that together on your schedule, but you get all of the content to go with at your own pace. Or save $111 on round 3 if you sign up before the end of the year. I don't have the exact date set, and that is part of the adventure. But if you feel the trust in alignment, then I do believe that it will be excellent for you and your life. So check those out. And if you need a really accessible way of playing with me this week or in the coming days, me and my kid are just finalizing our all about tapping, EFT tapping. You might have seen some of our shorts on this platform. But anyways, that's only $18. If you want to jump in on that, we're sending it out on Christmas Day. So lots of ways to play together, and you can always email me if you have ideas or questions. And yeah, really grateful to be together in this. Loving you.